Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, I know I'm a week late. This video kind of had a little more of a sentimental value to it. I thought I'd express my story on how I got into photography, and hopefully this can help other creators to follow their passions, no matter what it is. So now, it's story time. Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, I thought I'd do something a little different with this video. I've been sitting back and just reflecting on the past few years as my life as a photographer. And I thought I'd share it with you. So just to start it all off, I wasn't expecting to be a photographer when I was growing up. I always was artistic, was always drawing, painting. Comic books was my huge thing, and back then I wanted to be a comic book, illustrator. Be like the guys that I grew up and worshipped. But then sometimes things in life kind of get in the way of your dreams, and I kind of stepped away from that for a little while. So fast forward a few years, my girlfriend at the time was gonna have our child, which is my daughter. And I bought a camera, and I started taking photos of her and photos of my daughter and everything, and it felt good. But I wasn't really a pro. I was just kind of just shooting just to shoot. And then things didn't work out there, and then I got into another relationship. Now this relationship was kind of an up and down, like, roller coaster. Like, things would be good one moment, not another, and it it ended pretty bad. I found out like a lot of stuff I was told was misleading, and it kind of made me reevaluate things in my life. But it also helped with my depression. Now, this is not something I like to talk about, but it's a serious thing. So during that time, I was trying to find something that was going to make me happy, something that would get my mind off of everything. I tried different things. I tried, RC car racing. I tried paintballs. What else? God, there were so many different hobbies, but none of them really clicked with me. And it wasn't until I got a camera back in my hand where things started to make sense again. Now, a lot of you, I'm sure, can relate working at a job that you're not happy. You're doing it just to get by. I was at that point with that as well. But it's when I picked up this camera where my life changed. Now, as you can see, this thing's pretty beaten up. The grips are almost gone. The little stickers are missing. I mean, it's been through a lot. It was this camera right here that really changed my life. Now, with it, it's an interesting story. I had someone who was kind of getting into photography. They were, showing me the ins and outs of what they were doing. And they had this camera for sale. So I decided, let me check it out. So I took this exact same camera, and it was the winter time, just like it is now, except there was snow all over the place. And we were at this one church in my area, which is an old church. I mean, it's one of the original churches, they say, in the United States. Now, when you go to the church, on the walkway, they have this little, I won't say it's a bridge, but it's like a little roof thing. and it's like a bridge, but there's no water underneath it. And you walk through it, and it takes it to the path to the church. Well, with that being said, there was these icicles just hanging off of it. You know, stuff that we walk by every single day when it's like that, and you don't pay any mind. Well, the lens I got with the camera was a 70-200 lens, big monster lens on this thing. And the first thing I did was, I stood up the camera, I went like this, and click. Just at the icicles. The detail that I've seen now with the icicles is what really blew me away. I mean, I was all zoomed in, it was all like a macro shot. I could see the little air bubbles in the ice and watching the water drip down and like catching the water driplets coming off the icicle, and it wowed me. So I decided, you know what, I want to buy that camera and that lens. Now, I don't recommend ever using a 70-200 millimeter lens when you're first learning photography, because you're going to be learning a lot of standing far away to get your shots, because it's a zoom lens. I mean, you can really, you know, pick a pimple on someone's face with it if you choose to. So at that point, I was mastering my camera. I was learning everything I possibly could about this camera. But as I was doing that, there was another thing I was doing. I was learning more about myself. And this camera became my obsession. I had to learn every single button. I had to learn what it did and what it would do, and if I turned this a certain way, if I do this a certain way, what would happen. It was really fascinating to me on what I was able to capture with this thing. And then I started buying different lenses, broadening my horizons. And that's when I realized that I was developing a new art talent, photography. And that was really my passion. So fast forward a little more, I'm going out and taking photos of nature, like birds and deer and flowers and just the outdoors. Just natural photography. And I was getting good at it. But I wanted to learn more. So the next thing was street photography. Now, where I live, I'm in New Jersey. I'm in between two of the biggest cities, with the Philadelphia, which is a city of brotherly love, and the Big Apple in New York City. New York's probably about maybe, give or take, an hour away, and I can literally look out my window and see Philadelphia skyline. So, getting into that, it was nice to just kind of blend in with the crowd and just take photos of people and of life. And that's where the idea of becoming a photographer really starting to open up and wake up. Because I was capturing people's precious moments. I was capturing life, literally one photo at a time. Like, these are moments that people didn't even realize were happening, but I was able to capture them. And that's what kind of got me into portrait photography. I love meeting new people. I love getting to hear people's stories of their lives and what inspired them to be who they are and where they're going and what their ideas are. That's fascinating to me. So I got into portrait photography. And with that, it's buying a second camera and buying a third camera, learning these cameras, mastering my skills, and it's been truly a wonderful journey. I've met a lot of wonderful people, through this path. Now I've seen ups and downs. I've learned and made mistakes just like everybody else. But it was just recently I realized how precious it actually is. Now, my whole entire thing is I like to capture precious moments one photo at a time. And that's something that I truly believe in. That's something that, for me, it's rewarding. Because these moments we never get back. These are just moments that, it could be someone sitting down having lunch. Or it could be your engagement photos. It could be the fact that, it's your first child, your wedding, your family events. These can be photos that make us smile and also make us cry. These are moments that will last forever just by a simple image. So I just wanted to take this time to thank those for giving me the opportunity to do what I do, to fuel my passion for something I love, and give me a future I never really thought could be possible. So with that being said, guys, I just wanted to thank you for taking this time to actually watch the video. It means a lot to kind of get a little deep and just explain the reason why I got into photography and why I'm starting to create these videos to help maybe people who were in the same boat that I was in. And hopefully we can all grow together and, who knows, have a brighter future. Until next time, you guys be safe. Hope to see you in the next video. If you like stuff like this, just click that like button, subscribe to this channel. It's not going to be all teaching all the time. And I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, take care.